Welcome to Berlin for round 2 of the Gran Turismo World Finals. Behind me are some of the fastest drivers in the world who we're going to follow today as they battle it out on track for all important World Series points. Today is obviously round 2, but let's recap round 1 in London to set the scene and see where everything stood coming into the day. The Manufacturers' Cup will be the first final we see today. Subaru are coming into Berlin with the lead of the championship after notably Takuma Miyazana overtook Seiya Suzuki of Mitsubishi on the very final lap at Tokyo Expressway. Behind them sits Team Mazda. Nations Cup is the co-main event and will close the show. Jose Serrano leads after his win in round 1. He was chased all the way though to the line by Paul Urra, who sits in P2, and P3 in the championship belongs to Valerio Gallo. We're going to go back in time to 8 AM now, which was the start of the day for the drivers. I had a chance to sit down in the hotel restaurant to chat to the drivers during breakfast. There were some nerves, especially from the debutants, but generally everyone seemed to be in good spirits and looking forward to the day ahead. After breakfast, we made the short trip over to the venue, ready to watch practice and quali for both races, but we were hit with a surprising snag. So yeah, we're not actually allowed into having a look at the qualification and everything, which is a slight issue in terms of telling a story, but we'll get through it because there's a super secret, not so secret announcement, and someone ruined it last time. So basically, we're not allowed to film anything. So what we're going to do instead is divert, and we're going to come outside and have a look at some of the sweet cars. So instead of seeing the new car in the arena, we came outside to look at the amazing car display outside. I'm trying to think what we've got. We've got Toyota Yaris, the GR I imagine, the Mercedes AMG GT3, the Hyundai Iconic 5N, which is just like a crazy electric car. A few more Mercedes in quite nice matte colour. We've got the BMW M4 GT3. Now, this is quite significant. This is one of the newer GT3 cars that we don't have in Gran Turismo. So there's lots of secret stuff going on that I don't know about. This could be one of the things, I'm not sure. Fingers crossed. Next to that, we've got a special M4. As you can see, a Valentino Rossi edition M4. I think these are worth a fortune actually. Super limited run. Porsche. This is a Weissach Taycan. GT4 RS, a G-Wagon, not just a G-Wagon, a Brabus G-Wagon that's got so much carbon on it. These things are insane. And then we've got a Lexus. While we won't be allowed in the venue, I'm hoping we'll be allowed into a couple of these cars. It turns out we were, and the first was a car I'd never even heard of before, the Valentino Rossi edition BMW M4. Wow, just carbon and yellow and Alcantara everywhere. Love it. One of 46. These things are going to be worth a fortune.
Yeah, I mean, we're not speaking money, but we're speaking the event itself.
Yeah.
Because the handover of the cars will take place at Valentino's ranch in Italy by the end of October.
How do I get one of these then? He's got his signature on it as well. Yeah, I'm gonna get absolutely gassed. That is cool. There's only one thing here, right, that probably beats that. And it's that thing over there. We might have to see if we can have a look at that as well and jump in there. It is a nice looking car. It's just so aggressive. The exhaust come out here. It's amazing to be so close to one of these things. Even got some battle scars. And this is just exposed. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had one of these in Gran Turismo? Amazing. We've been in that one. Should we go in this one? I'm too tall, and some would say fat for this sort of thing. But wow. It's also got, of course, a wheel that I and many of you are quite familiar with, that you can actually take out of this car and put in your rig at home, which is pretty insane to say.
How much clearance have you got between the wheel and your knees?
Wheel in my knees, not a great deal, to be honest with you, Isaac, as you ask. Not a great deal of movement, but maybe this is how you're supposed to drive. I don't know. Serious piece of kit. So we've sat in the Valet version, the one of 46. We've sat in the M4 GT3. Now, as much fun as this is, I now want to go into the arena, somewhere a little bit more comfortable, and see how everyone's getting on inside. So I went into the arena to try and fight for that elusive second Gran Turismo World Series live event win. And let's just say it was a race that I very much enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already, so that you can see the video on that one coming later this week. Right, so we're finally allowed in the arena and we've got eyes on, for the first time, the whole stage. It's very typical Gran Turismo. You've got all the drivers sat around. I think you've got 12 rigs. They're doing their practice now. You've got so many seats. It's a massive arena here. You've got almost like 3 tiers. So we are currently in the premium seats. You've got general admission behind. You've got some VIPs, VIP and VVIP up there. It's huge. It's like a theatre here at the Uber Eats Arena. But yeah, the guys are just getting their practice in. There's also broadcast rehearsals in the background, so we've got to be a bit quieter, but it's fantastic to be back in the arena, and the energy is slowly building before all of the public and all the ticket holders get let in about an hour or so. On the rigs were the Nations Cup drivers doing their sprint race quali in the wet at the Red Bull Ring. This was super important, as just like in F1, the results of the sprint race would determine the grid for the final at the end of the day. After the session was finished, I had an opportunity to have a look around the exact equipment the drivers would be using throughout the day. We're here in front of Adriana Carraz's rig and we're going to have a look around it. Come with me. So first of all, the first thing you see, and all the crowd will see, is this big screen. This is going to show us which driver it is, what nationality they are, and if it's blue, it's Nations Cup, if it's red, it's manufacturers, and if it's manufacturers, it'll also have the manufacturer's badge on it. Moving on here, we've got a little bit more just to cover here before we get into this sort of stuff. We've got a little camera here, which is going to give you the shots of the drivers real close up for the stream, for the feed, for that sort of stuff. Then we've got the rig itself. It starts with a massive TV here. I think it's about 55 inches, this TV. A little bit of lighting, again, for the production in front of there. We've got some headphones here, GT World Series branded one with a little mic here. So when there's multi drivers around, you'll see one standing behind and they'll be able to communicate with each other.
Rory started this race and controlled the pace out in front despite having Super GT breathing down his neck throughout the entirety of it. Super GT will be probably a little bit disappointed with second place, but no disappointment for Rory Alexander and for Igor Fraga out of the final corner and across the line to win the Pro-Am final at the GT World Series Showdown in Amsterdam.
Then we have the Fanatec DD Extreme base and wheel. We have a Recaro seat here, really comfortable. I've sat in these a couple of times myself. Alcantara, top-notch stuff. And then if we come down here, this is the interesting part. So these are the brakes, these are the pedals here. You've got your normal accelerator, but what we have here is a non-load cell brake. So many people think that the best drivers in the world need the best equipment in the world. They don't. None of these drivers use load cells in the live events or whenever you see them on track. So this is what the main guys are going to be using come race time. As showtime neared, more and more spectators were arriving, and it was great to meet some of you that watch and support the channel. As always, I couldn't do what I do without you, and it was an absolute pleasure to meet you all. Thank you.
You're so big.
Yeah, everyone thinks that because they see me sitting down all the time.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
but no, pleasure to meet you, man.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. With the doors now open and everyone taking their seats, it was time for the first race of the day, the Manufacturers' Cup Final. Whilst they warmed up, let's take another look at the absolute scenes on the final lap last time out in London.
272 kilometres an hour. Suzuki goes defensive. Miyazaki goes all the way to the outside. Can he try and get a back? He does! Plays him like a fiddle. Up into third place goes the Kimi Miyazaki. A masterful move there from the multiple champion. Up into lead he goes with only a few corners to go.
Maximum points in Gran Turismo World Series 1 here in London for Team Subaru.
Right, so here we go. We're here for the grand final of the Manufacturers Series. In terms of grid starting order, we've got Subaru who are leading anyway from last time out, and London leading the championship in first, BMW in second, but instead of Mazda in third, we've now got Jose Serrano in the Porsche. Now Jose Serrano is fantastic, he's so good. We saw that in the Nations Cup race last time out in London, but we've got 6 laps here at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. We've got to use all 3 compounder tyres, so anything can happen. Let's see. Let's have a look here. The front 2 are on softs, so I'll be interested to see how they can pull away or anything like that. Any heroes in turn number 1?
I say that, there are some dive bombs taking place as Jura is making hay whilst the sun shines. He's already
he's gone deep.
But Sedjak goes back through on Valerio Gallo.
Okay,
as well as Jura.
So fairly clear at this point. The front 2 have gotten away as we'd expect. Jose Serrano as well has followed them. And then there's a big pack from 4th. Gallo's at the front of them in the Honda. And then it's just a gaggle of cars. They're all going to try and shuffle for position until they get to the Nordschleife, because there is nowhere, once you turn left, there's literally nowhere to pass. So after these first couple of minutes here, everything seems reasonably calm. We've got the front 2 on the softs, as we expect, out front. Serrano's just about hanging on to them with his mediums, but now they turn left onto the Nordschleife, and they've got another 6 laps of the green hell. It's going to be a fascinating next 50 odd minutes.
And as expected, it was captivating. Watching the best drivers in the world racing around the best circuit in the world was always going to be. On lap 1, the race settled into 3 mini races. The 2 drivers that started on the softs, Drumont and Le Boutelet, ran away from the rest of the cars who started on the mediums, and those on the mediums did exactly the same to those who started on the hards. It looked like advantage to the Frenchman up front early doors, but as this was a 6-lap race and everyone had to use every compound of tyre, as we see every time in these races, everyone would be coming together at the end for a big battle at the end. At the end of lap 1, P1 and P2 came in and both went onto the medium tyres. Jose Serrano led the fellow medium-clad runners as they inherited the lead of the race. For the rest of lap 2, things mainly stayed line astern. The main flashpoint arrived when the 2 ex-leaders of the race arrived behind the hard-tired McLaren. Killian got through, but Thomas had to wait, and the slipstream seemed, for now at least, to have been lost. At the end of lap 3, the essential leaders of the race came in. It all looked pretty calm at the front, but there was a storm brewing behind them in the battle for who was going to take home P3. Then things got even spicier as the 2 Spaniards Serrano and Ura came in at the end of lap 4. It looked like this was going to be the battle for P3. But then entered Sedjak in the Nissan, who not only had been quietly managing his fuel perfectly, he'd also have 1 lap newer tyres than the 3 drivers that sat between the debutant and the final spot on the podium. 3 drivers then soon became 2 as Sedjak used his fresh tyres to get past Kai De Bruyne, and the chase was on.
You join us back here on lap 6 of 6 here at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and it's fitting to be a fantastic finish. So if we just recap, you've got Killian Drumont in the Subaru on hard tyres, leading the championship as well. Behind him, Thomas Le Boutelet also on hard tyres, on a BMW in second in the championship. And then you've got a plethora of soft-clad runners, some fantastic drivers. You've got Serrano in there, Paul Ura. I mean, they're all fantastic drivers. But what I think is going to happen is, are the soft tyres going to wear too quick for them to catch the quite slow hard tyres? What's going to happen is everybody's going to end up, I think, in a big train come the Dossenjaher, and then I think it could be chaos to that final corner. It's going to be fascinating to find out. It's crunch time now. You can hear in the background, they're all the commentators, Tom and Jimmy, are saying about how close everything's becoming. As we were saying, the hard tyres that last longer but are slower are getting caught by the softs. So let's have a look. I think, to be honest, Killian in P1 is 1.5 seconds ahead, so he's going to be okay. I think Thomas Le Boutelet is going to be fine, but as we see, there's a 3-way battle. 3-way battle for 3rd place. Oh my word, Serrano, Sedjak and Ura, 3 wide as they come under the Bilstein Bridge. I told you it'd come down to the final corner. Who's going to get it? They've all made it through. But no! He's going around the outside with his better tyres. Subaru wins, BMW second. Who's going to be third? It's Nissan. That is absolutely insane. On his debut as well. He's a machine. So to confirm, Subaru, BMW, then Nissan. That's your podium. What a race here in the Manufacturers' Cup at the Nürburgring Nordschleife.
Here are the championship standings after that incredible race then. No change at the top as Subaru and BMW finished first and second again, just like last time out in London. However, the impressive Sejak brought home a P3 on his debut to make it now a tie for third between Nissan and Mazda. But that wasn't all, we still had the other co-main event, the Nations Cup final left to come, and after last time out I was excited to see who was going to take this one.
Well done, brother. Well done, man. That was sick. I thought you were going to lose it.
No.
I thought you were going to lose it. Everything under control, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice, bro. Well done, mate. Happy for you, man.
No time to break.
I've got you. I picked you for Nations.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't win this one and then not the
pressure,
Nations.
no pressure,
Yeah. Well done, mate. Well done. So this is it. This is the flagship event of the day, the final race of the day, the grand final of the Nations Cup. It's a Red Bull Ring, 30 laps, and it's wet out there, so it could be absolutely, well, it is going to be absolutely unpredictable. You've got Kilian and Thomas up front, the two Frenchmen. It was the two Spaniards last time. My pick is Kilian, so fingers crossed he's going to win. But here we go, the final race here in Berlin. Let's go. It all seems reasonably calm at the moment. Kilian's got away. Everybody's on inters at the moment. It looks absolutely soaking wet. How these guys do this, I will never know.
So for the final race of the day, the drivers had 30, yes 30 laps at a wet Red Bull Ring in the Red Bull X 2019s. And in the early stages it looked like with Kilian and Thomas P1 and P2 again, that things were going to play out just like the manufacturers race we saw before. But then on lap 5 things started to get a little shaken up as the first driver blinked and felt the track had dried enough to go to the slick tyres. And on the next lap Jose Serrano decided to make the switch too. Then at the end of lap 7 everybody decided to come in, and when it was all said and done it was Le Boutelet in the lead, followed by Serrano in second and Drumont in third. And that's the way it was going to stay until lap 13 where Serrano uncharacteristically started dropping positions and the French pair once again were running 1 and 2. But this was only going to be until lap 15, which was when some bold strategy calls were made. The rain then arrived and some even bolder strategy calls were made, some drivers staying out despite the heavy downpour. But the 4 drivers who had braved it out finally came in when the second batch of rain arrived. Their bravery was going to be rewarded with a massive tyre advantage. And on lap 22, the difference really started to show.
Finish as we ride on board here with Jose Serrano, who's now all over the rear wing of Le Boutelet into the braking zone of turn 3. Has he got the grip on the outside? They run side by side, but he'll have a face from the curb. He's got the traction though, he's got the overspeed. That's absolutely beautiful.
And on lap 23, yet another move for Serrano. With that, his sights were now set on the leader Kai de Bruin and back-to-back wins after his P1 in London last time out. On the very next lap, it was time for Jose Serrano to attempt his third move in as many laps as he went for the lead.
He's going to drive by like he's left the handbrake on. There's contact as they come through the exit of the right-hander. Serrano though with the inside line, and now the lead of the race for the first time. Jose Serrano for Spain is in front here in the grand final.
We're here now in the final stages of the final lap here in the Nations Cup. What we have is we have Serrano out front, followed by Gallo and then De Bruin afterwards. They're all on intermediate tyres. As you can see, the track is drying and they're just hanging on now till the very end. There's a few soft runners in there, but they're just stuck behind the intermediate runners because they can't go off the racing line, off the drying racing line onto the wet with those soft tyres because they'll just be gone, they'll just be toast. So right now, it looks like Jose Serrano is going to go 2 for 2, having won in London last time out. Absolutely amazing performance.
In the final sector, I think this race is going to go the way of Jose Serrano, and what a drive it has proven to be. 2 more corners from home, and this is going to feel like the longest 2 of the young Spaniard's life.
Here he comes into the final corner now.
Final corner. Jose Serrano.
This guy is a different breed. He's done it. 2 out of 2. Jose Serrano for Spain. Absolute dominance so far here in the GT World Series.
Here in the Gran Turismo World Series, Sasaki versus Miyazono, and Miyazono mugs Sasaki at the checkered flag there as well. And Paul Europe, well, from what we saw, it looks like he threw away.
Didn't work out for Killian.
An almost certain podium here tonight.
He couldn't go 2 for 2, Killian. He's down in 8th, unfortunately. There's my million credits gone.
And the winner of Gran Turismo World Series 2 in the Nations Cup from Spain, it is Jose Serrano!
Jose Serrano drove extremely well for the win in that one, so well done to him even if he did cost me a million credits. Here's how the Nations Cup Championship standings now look. Spain's Serrano obviously stays top. A change for second place has occurred though, as the recovering Valerio Gallo jumps Paul Ura, who after his mistake drops a position to 3rd place.
So as the confetti falls here in the background, we've had a mega day of racing. That's it for Berlin. Round 2 done. Hopefully see you for the next round in Los Angeles. Bro, well done. Well done, brother. Thank you, mate. I'll let you take more photos, but well done. 2 out of 2. Well done, bro.